I was the director of inclusive democracy programs at the For Freedoms Fund, which is a national funder collaborative that's focused on increasing immigrant rights around the country. I was living in Honduras and just saw how detrimental and harmful the U.S. immigration system could be, and wanted to fight for the people that were being victimized by it. I pinpointed DePaul because of both of its clinics on immigration and asylum, and that was an area that I knew I wanted to go into when I went into law school.
Our stories are singular, but our destiny is shared. And a new dawn of American leadership is at hand.
I was having a very difficult time finding a job as an immigration lawyer, and I sort of decided to cast a wide net. There were some openings, in the Obama administration as it was just standing up, and that's how I ended up at USCIS. Mostly raising awareness about the importance of U.S. citizenship and what it means to be a citizen. Our office was in charge of the test, the citizenship test, and all of the study materials. We worked very closely with the White House on an immigrant integration strategy. And when I graduated from law school, I wasn't exactly sure what that would mean to work for the government, and I didn't really have a good sense of even what working in the policy landscape actually would look like. But I think, learning on the job and being at USCIS really did show me how you can have a positive impact from inside of government. Even though it might feel slow, you can have an impact on large sets of people in improving their lives.
Napolitano announced new actions my administration will take to mend our nation's immigration policy, to make it more fair, more efficient, and more just. Specifically,
the For Freedoms Fund was a job in philanthropy where big institutional funders pooled their money so that we could have a joint strategy that would help align resources towards certain goals. And the main goal was really building the power of immigrant communities for self-determination. I think, again, that's the reason why immigrants need to be at the table. They need to be heard. They have to be participating and have a voice in the decisions that are being made on their behalf. One main part of this job was really making the case that immigrants are voters. Once they become citizens, especially, they do have a vote and they matter. The truth is that there is not a lot of funding for immigration advocacy work, and that has really hindered the capacity of immigrant rights organizations around the country to advance their work, to grow that capacity of immigrant rights organizations, community-based organizations that are serving immigrants and that are advocating with and on their behalf. That is what is going to build towards a future where we can effectuate change at the national, state, and local level. There's so much, even though immigration policy seems very federal, there are so many things that are happening at the state and local level, and we've been fueling those with funding, those campaigns and those fights, on healthcare access, on tuition equity, on decriminalization. What we've been focused on is really widening the lens, not just focusing on this one goal of comprehensive immigration reform, but really figuring out what are the policies and laws that can be put in place at the state and local level, as well as the federal level, to improve the lives of immigrants, bring them into the fold, bring them into our democracy, and strengthen our communities in the process. I am excited about students that want to go into policy. I would say just get as much experience as you can in terms of practical experience, when you're in law school or after law school, to try to see what it actually means to be involved in policy. But it is a very meaningful way to use your law degree. The legal training that you get really helps in all aspects of, right drafting policy and working to get it to become law. It can feel like a frustrating process because so many times it takes years and years to get policies done. But once you do, it is just one of the most meaningful ways that you can contribute to changing people's lives. I would also say, take a wide lens. It sometimes can be really hard to find a job in policy or advocacy. Just think about federal, state, local opportunities and what might be out there for me, it was, looking for ways to impact immigrants' lives. And there are so many ways that laws touch immigrants' lives in this country, and it's not just around immigration status, but it's healthcare, education, childcare, worker exploitation, consumer rights. You can really make a big impact by getting involved. And sometimes it's just, one opportunity leads to another opportunity. So just getting out there and trying as many things as you can while you're, still young in your career is what I would say.